Hello and welcome back to JustinTV. I'm your host Justin. Today we got some Cold War gameplay. It's because I ran out of Modern Warfare 3 beta gameplay like I said in the last one. And we're using the Type 63 today. Beautiful weapon. Love the iron sights on this gun. And you know, it's funny because the reason I like the gun is because I used to play Fallout 4 a lot. And one of the mods I really enjoyed was this SVT mod. And so it's not really because of Call of Duty, it's because of that. Anyway, I think a few of our last episodes, videos, I don't know what I want to call them, but the last few videos have been kind of depressing and sad. So I thought I'd use this one to be a little bit more positive, you know what I mean? Be that change you want to see in the world, right? And by being more positive, I mean just not being too negative. Because today we're talking about procrastination. Now this is definitely something I struggle with like pretty much all the time. Like even right now. I'm doing this recording instead of like actually working on stuff that needs to get done because I'm a full-time college student, if you don't know, and I have like all of my assignments due on Sunday. It is Sunday morning. It's 4:16 in the morning right now, and I have all of them to do still. You know, it just feels like the week flew by and I just ran out of time, especially since I worked 5 days this week and I had things I had to do on my days off. So to say I'm familiar with procrastination would be an understatement, but enough excuses on why I'm procrastinating or whatever. I think it's best to just tackle it head on and like really think about why I procrastinate. And you know, you come along the ride with my thought process and maybe it'll help you out with your own procrastination. Now, I think the first step is determining whether it's laziness or procrastination. Now, laziness and procrastination are two different things. They get mixed up a lot. You know, laziness is more so that you're just unwilling to just act in general, but procrastination is specifically choosing to do something else other than the task that is required for you to do, or that you should be doing and that you actively acknowledge that you should be doing. Now, for me, this is 100% procrastination because instead of choosing to do the actual assignments that I know I really want to do and my entire head and body is telling me, hey, you gotta get this done, I'm playing Call of Duty Cold War instead. I'm watching the FNAF movie instead. I'm fucking watching YouTube in bed to fall asleep instead. That's how I know it's procrastination and not necessarily laziness. But alright, that's great and all that I know for a fact it's procrastination. What can I even do with that? Well, now I'm sitting here asking myself, okay, so why do I procrastinate? Why am I trying to postpone these assignments as long as I can? Is it because I don't want to feel the discomfort of some of these assignments? Is it because I don't want to feel bored? Is it because I don't want to put in work and effort? Well, I can definitely disprove that it's not that I don't want to put in work and effort because pretty much everything that I do, I'm putting in a lot of work and effort into it, especially like my job, or if I make a YouTube video, I really want to make sure that it's the best that it can be. And when I'm doing these assignments, I'm trying my best to get everything correct so I can get 100%. It's not like it's like, fuck it, I'll just do the bare minimum, get a 65. Okay, so then maybe it's the fear of messing up and feeling that discomfort, that uneasiness, or just disapproval of yourself. And can it be something that was nurtured, or is it part of my nature? And I know I've never mentioned this on any of the other episodes, videos, but growing up I was always part of the higher education level classes in school. So that definitely affected me throughout growing up because, I mean, it definitely inflated my ego and that's stuck with me ever since. But I also learned that I didn't have to put in that much effort because it wouldn't take me that much time to complete the assignments that I was given in those classes. That alongside the fact that, you know, I grew up alongside many of you throughout this age of dopamine rushes with video games. So as a kid, why would you not choose the dopamine rush, the dopamine hit, and instead choose the boring math homework that's going to take you like an hour to complete? So while I definitely think it's rooted back there, how does that help me make a decision to change how I do things now? Well, now that I know what it's tied to exactly, I can use that information to discipline myself and actually make better choices for my future, for example. So for me, it might just go something like, before I can even think about getting that dopamine rush or something like that early on in the day, like right when I wake up, I should just start working. And it doesn't have to be all right then and there. You can split things up amongst however long you have until you have to turn it in, which you should do. I've found at least that I'm more happy and that I do better work when I split things up between multiple days. Let's say I have to do 4 hours for like my math class, for example. Well, if I do an hour a day over 4 days, I normally feel like I'm way better at the things that they're trying to teach me, and like I'm just better for the tests and stuff like that. It stays fresh in my mind is what I'm trying to say. But I also find that when I start working, it's hard for me to stop. Like I get into that rhythm. And for me, it's mostly just getting into the initial starting of the process that is the hardest part. And that's where I think my procrastination comes from. It's the not wanting to start because I know I won't be able to stop, or because I could just completely mess it up. You know what I mean? That definitely weighs on my mind whenever I do these things. But I think in order to stop myself from procrastinating, I think a few different life changes have to be made so that I even have the time to, even initiate the plan that I want to do for this. So like I said earlier, I think that it's best for me to start things just right off in the morning. I feel like I do my best work then, and I won't get distracted by a lot of other stuff as long as, I'm up early enough. But that's the other thing, I have to be up early enough. And as you know, it's like 5 in the morning right now while I'm recording this, and my sleep schedule is all over the place, and that's, well, because of work. I mean, some days work is at 3 o'clock, and some days work is at fucking 9:30 in the morning. It's always different for me, and it's always changing, and I always like to wake up right before I go to work instead of being awake for a while and then going to work. But I think that might have to change, specifically to combat my procrastination. But I also find that when I wake up earlier, I just have better days and I feel happier as a person. I get to go out into the world at normal hours to like experience things, and especially when people are in school, like fucking streets are empty, so it's like on my day off, of course I want to go fucking downtown to test out a fucking cafe I haven't been to. But the problem is, like, I'm waking up too late, and so by the time I try to do it, fucking cars are everywhere. It's a pain in my ass, bro. But we've deviated from the initial topic, so let's go back to procrastination. Okay, so I have a plan as to how I want to combat it and how I want to go about attacking it. So from here, you have to analyze your plan and just think, okay, well, can I just full send it? Can I just say, yeah, I'm just going to do this now and that's just how it's going to be? Or do you have to take baby steps to walk yourself into it? Now, for me, there are definitely parts that I can just full send it on this plan, but something like fixing a sleep schedule is not something that just happens over fucking night unless you're pulling all-nighters and shit, but that's just not healthy for my schedule. So for me, it's probably best that I take baby steps, and slowly walk into fixing my sleep schedule to be something that's like really fantastic and gives me a lot of time in the morning, so when I wake up I can just go straight and attack everything that I need to do in the day. Now, everyone's plans will be different, so this is where you have to decide for yourself. How are you going to combat yours? And well, I can definitely help if you give me an example or if you want some advice. For now, this is going to be the video. I know this one was kind of all over the place. I didn't really have a script. I didn't really have a topic that I wanted to do like when I initially sat down to record it. I mean, like I said in the beginning, this is just purely my thoughts about what's going on and how I want to tackle like something that I have going on in my life. Anyway, I've ran out of footage for this match, so subscribe and I'll see you guys Monday at 8 a.m. every week. Hopefully.